Welcome back to Tool Talks with Brittany. Today, we're going to start off with insulation knives. So this one is the original insulation knife that I had. This is the first one I ever saw used and I ever used. The whole thing is sharp. So this is a straight edge, this is a straight sharp edge, and then it's got this wavy serrated edge. This worked well for the mineral wool. This knife specifically, this is what we used. So Big K was in here with a razor blade, scoring and pushing down in between every layer. And it's 3.5 inches with a little razor knife, a little razor blade. And I pulled this out. And he had never used an insulation knife before. And he thought this was the coolest thing ever. This worked for the soft stuff. When we started working with the foam board, it did not work as well. And I think it's because of how thin the blade is. It's movable, it's bendable. But this thing works fantastic. Mineral wool, fiberglass, insulation knife is a necessity. The foam board brought us to this one. We picked this up because we knew this one didn't work. We were using a razor blade to score it and then pop it, but that was causing some nicks on the edges. And so we thought, let's try it. Let's see how it works. This thing is wonderful. Thicker blade. It doesn't bend at all. It's very sharp, and it's long. This works cutting through that foam board much better. Great investment. I think we spent like $15 on this, and fantastic investment. The insulation knives, they're very needed. I would not do insulation without an insulation knife, but you gotta make sure that you get the one that's gonna make sense for the insulation you're doing. It makes insulation easy. It's a longer blade. It's able to reach down into 3.5 inches, 5.5 inch insulation. Makes the job much easier. These are, however, very specific. They are specifically for insulation. You're not really going to be able to like, okay, well, grab the insulation knife and we can cut wood. That's not going to cut wood. This certainly isn't going to cut wood. So they're very specific. This is you're going to spend the money on it. It's going to make your insulation project a lot easier, but that's it. However, highly recommend. If anybody told me that they were doing an insulation project, I would tell them, go get an insulation knife. These are wonderful. That's insulation knives. They're fantastic. I would not do insulation without one. I appreciate y'all.